So I have a lot of voice students who are around ages 9 to 13, many of whom have never performed before. And one of the major concerns they have is stage fright. And a lot of that stage fright stems from a fear of becoming embarrassed on stage, like they did something incorrect or they make a mistake and they're afraid of the feeling of embarrassment on stage. And I always give the same advice every single time, and that is embarrassment is temporary, and it's usually a bigger deal to you than to the people watching you. And I think I've told this story so many times now I could probably tell it in my sleep. This is the story of the time that I very much embarrassed myself on stage in front of a first date. And that first date is my best friend, Rhea. So when we were 17, 18 years old in our first year of university, we met because we were taking 3 of the same math classes together. We just found each other walking through the halls back and forth to the same classes and started hanging out. So at one point I invited her out to a jazz jam because that's a great place to take a first date. I was young and foolish. So we go to this bar, it's a jazz club, and I had never jammed before at that point. Like I had been to some jazz clubs, but I had never gotten on stage and jammed the way that they do at jazz jams. So I went with the intention of just sitting down and watching the show with my beautiful date. We get to the club, and I knew a lot of the people from my time at jazz camp, and a few of them asked me to get up on stage. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't know the song. I don't know what I'm doing. But this one tenor saxophone player was very encouraging. He's like, no, you have to get up. I know you know this song. And I took a look at it, and it was When I Fall in Love. I actually did know this song, and I happened to have been practicing it at home. So I thought, okay, I'll take a chance. So I get up. I'm so nervous. Rhea's there in the audience looking at me. We start to play, and it turns out that the piano that I had been practicing on at home was incredibly out of tune. Now, I knew this. It was like a 100-year-old antique piano, but I didn't know how out of tune it was. It was so out of tune that the key of the song was completely wrong for me. It was way too high. So I start singing, and I sound like someone screeching at the top of their lungs. It was awkward. We get to the bridge part of the song, so that's like maybe halfway through the melody of the song. And I sing the melody twice as fast as the band is playing it. So it's supposed to be, in a restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun. But I think I sung, in a restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun. So now I am a full 4 bars ahead of the band. We continue to play together somehow. I don't really know. I get to the end of the head, and the band starts soloing. The way it works in a jazz jam is the singer will sing the melody, and then each member of the band usually will take a turn improvising on the form of the song. So they all had taken a turn, but I didn't know where we were because I had never done this before, and I was lost. So I just was up there like looking nervous. At some point, someone from the audience comes up on stage and says to me, "You have to end this." And I said, "I don't know where I am." And so everyone in the club sang the melody with me to finish the song. Oh my goodness. We end the song, I get off on stage, and I'm like beet red and mortified. And Rhea looks at me and says, "That was wonderful." And that stuck with me because I realized that you don't die if you become embarrassed. It's so temporary. And the way I felt after that experience was actually amazing. I was so happy to have had the courage to do that. And I learned that embarrassment is just this passing moment in time. I realize that I'm lucky that that is the case for me. I know some people really can't deal with being embarrassed, but I had some difficulty with embarrassment until that moment, and I haven't had any since then. Hello. I was wondering if you could tell me the story of our first date.
Like in detail?
Yeah, just from your perspective.
What?
From your
You just want my perspective?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I've told this story so many times, I'm afraid I've changed it.
You're afraid you've changed it. We sort of talked in math class a couple times, and we were sitting together, and you were like, we should go out tonight. And I was all awkward and nervous. And then we only went to the avant-garde, right?
Yeah, the jazz club.
And then, yeah, and it had like David Hasselhoff on the TVs and stuff.
I forgot about that, yeah.
And I don't think we ate there. I think we met after dinner. I don't remember.
I don't either.
We had drinks, and there was like a jazz jam going on, and you were all nervous, and I kept trying to convince you to sing, and you were all shy.
You convinced me to sing. I left that detail out.
Yeah. And you finally did, and then it was awesome, and you sang, oh man, I used to know the song. I don't remember the name. I can like picture the essence of the song in my head. Do you remember the song you sang?
When I Fall in Love.
Yeah, that's the one. And you were awesome and wonderful. You were all awkward about it.
You don't remember any of the terrifying details of that performance?
There were terrifying details.
And this is my point. Nobody remembers the terrifying details except me.
No, I just remember you being fabulous.
Oh, I love you.
That's all. I love you too.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I look forward to watching the video.
Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Love you, bye.
I love you. Bye. There you have it. Rhea remembered none of the embarrassing details. She only thought that I was beautiful and wonderful. Anyway, this has been VEDA, Video Every Day in April, Day 2. Please like and subscribe for more stories, music, other little random bits and bobs, and I will see you next time. When I fall in love, it will be